Good morning, Araxians. This video is my casting of Emerald's Week 2 Outfit Wars match of KN1 Kneel to No One, a longtime Emerald outfit with a high pedigree when it comes to Outfit Wars, versus MIID Midfit Company, a collection of outfits TAAL, FROS, Volt, and PSOA. I was joined by cocaster LivnX once again for a very exciting match between two talented teams. I won't give away the winner, but the match featured quick movement around the map from both teams and strong counterpunches as well. Later on, you'll see a surprisingly entertaining end to the VSTD versus SFRI match that we were able to catch afterwards. I will be away this weekend, sadly, so no matches casted for week 3, but I will be back for week 4, so stay tuned. Until next time, I'll catch you on Araxis. Hello everybody and welcome to Outfit Wars KN1 versus MIID Emerald Week 2. These are two 1-0 teams who both easily won their matches last week, or handily won their matches last week with Warp Gate victories. Here set to clash on Nexus, our wonderful icy continent. We're going to go ahead and talk about these two teams, but just so you all know, I today, Apollo PS2 is your caster. We are going to be super excited to see these two outfits go head to head. Definitely a lot of anticipation, potential playoff matchup for sure. So a little bit about Outfit Wars in general, in case you haven't been around the past few weeks. Outfit Wars is a 1v1 competition tournament among each server. So there's going to be one red team known as the Alpha team down in the southern portion of the continent, and then a blue team up north, the Omega team. There's going to be a 20-minute prep phase, which we are about to enter, followed by a 45-minute match. This is a 48 versus 48 combined arms competition, so you can win with either a Warp Gate capture, so either Alpha faction captures the Omega home base adjacent to the Warp Gate, or vice versa, Omega captures the Alpha home base. You can also win if by the end of the match, the end of the 45 minutes, you own more territory than the other team. So there's 9 bases. If you have 5 or more of them, then you will win the match. There are no bastions, no colossi, and no construction. So the only difference from last Outfit Wars is the addition of no construction on Nexus, but all other outfit assets are available to you. That means your anvils, your discounts, your orbital strikes, your citadel shields, they are all fair game and will be used. We'll definitely be looking at these two outfits to use them smartly. We've seen some strategies already surface over the past week and a half of matches, and also with regards to nanite gain, they are equalized across both teams. So no nanite boost, no membership boost, or anything like that is active on Nexus. You can only get 50 nanites per tick per minute. Speaking of ticks, we have a 500 points available each match. They are called pool points, and they are used in the event of tiebreaker for the actual match, or more likely tournament seeding. So they incentivize capturing territory quickly and holding it at the beginning of the match. So lots of action to start off the bat, and you get 2 points per minute per territory. Now, if you get a warp gate victory before all 500 points have been allocated, then the winning team will get the remainder. So incentivize quick captures and going for the warp gate as soon as you can to ensure all the action that we can see here today. Now, a bit about KN1 and MIID. These are two what we would categorize as midfits on Emerald, KN1 being on Emerald NC, MIID being a newer outfit on Emerald TR. So you see here we have 333 members in KN1. They have actually been established way back in 2002, which you might scratch your heads at. They originated from Halo in reality, and then they came to PlanetSide 2 around 2015 is when the actual outfit was created, but some of their members were around back at launch. And then MIID is very different. They are a conglomerate of 4 different midfits over on the Connery server, the US West server, and they were established just a few months ago, 2 months ago in fact, and have 76 members. So looking into kind of just the general format of each outfit, we have KN1, very well-known outfit on NC. They run Sunday ops, 2 to 3 squads. A good little bit of a boost recently because of Outfit Wars, and that they are objective-focused infantry. So if you play on Emerald, you will not be at all surprised to hear that. They run very tightly, very cohesively together to kind of hold points, hold underpop at bases to help their faction. They are additionally open to anyone willing to move fast, play the objective, and excel at teamwork. I would say those are 3 defining characteristics of KN1. So nice to see no stat requirements there. So if you're looking for a new outfit, be sure to pay attention during the match and see if you like what you see. Same thing goes for MIID. Very similar in kind of their theory craft and what they do while playing PlanetSide. So they have multiple ops each week. Like I mentioned, they are a conglomerate of TAAL, FROS, Volt, and PSOA. So they are cohesive infantry gameplay focus, right? They sometimes will use some combined arms tactics, but really only when necessary, and they are open to anyone looking to work as a team. Now, let's get into the specifics of the actual Outfit Wars match. So KN1 comes in with a long list of pedigrees for Outfit Wars on Emerald. So they were the Outfit Wars 2, I believe the bronze champions. They actually beat the outfit that I'm part of, VKTZ, in a thrilling match. And then they were a runner-up in the gold match of Outfit Wars 3. So they have a lot of expectations riding on their shoulders for such a small outfit. Obviously, excellence is kind of their name brand when it comes to this format. They are confident in this match, but they do not want to underestimate MIID. They've obviously been able to see what MIID can do on live and aren't willing to, be overconfident, if you will. So they're expected to field a full team, although their roster only extends slightly beyond 48 players, but they are all pretty much homegrown, and we should be looking out for leaders such as Odeon, Ant Dant, Cheap Shot, Tarek, and then air leaders Newbie Noob and Ant Operator, as well as infantry ace Jet Car and air ace Taliz. MIID, on the other hand, this is their first Alpha Wars, obviously, having just formed their outfit, right? So they are relatively confident going to the match, and they have a healthy roster with lots of alternates. So really great to see that, ensuring a full match for us here today. And we want to be on the lookout for the tall death squad, is what the leader had told me. So we'll try and see what that looks like. Maybe we can spot them. I know they'll all have the same tags, so we won't be sure until the end, but maybe we'll see them redeploying all over the map for some exciting finishes. I'm going to go ahead and set up the poll as well as the overlay. So give me just a little bit of time, but we'll be back on Nexus to go ahead and take a look at the bases in just a bit. Bear with me. I just need to make sure that this is set up correctly. I know it can take some time.
Clear out of that area. This area is restricted. Leave the restricted area immediately. Clear out of that area.
Let's see, albedo 20. Do not make it easy hiding all these tags. There we go, we're in the right match. Nice. Believe we have Midfit as the Omega team and KN1 as the Alpha, so we'll go ahead and switch those. I will hope that I set that up correctly. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the different bases. So if I open up the map here, we have one Nexus Alpha Warp Gate, Omega Warp Gate, and then we have the home bases, Nexus Omega, Nexus Alpha. They each start off with two adjacent bases. We have Argent Pass up to the western, northwestern lattice, as well as Slate Canyon Hold. You'll notice that both of these bases are mirrored. We'll go ahead and check those out. I will be referencing these as triangle, either triangle or the name of the actual base. Just for simplicity's sake, it is shaped like a triangle. Over to the southeastern lattice lane, we have what I will call rectangle. So we have hydroponics compound, and then we also have Nexus Secure Substation. All four of these points are 4-minute caps, 1 point each. And then the three middle bases, we have Arizak Satcom Hub, which is, I'll call it a tech plant since it's a tech plant cut across horizontally. We'll see in a bit. That is a 3-point base. And we have over here Granite Head Reactor, otherwise known as Center Base, 3 points as well. And Bitter Gorge Garrison, another 3-point base. And the thing that you should remember with all three of these middle bases here is that they are fast caps, meaning all three capture points are secured. It's a 2-minute, 20-second timer. We have a slow cap of 7 minutes. That means if one of the points is the belongs to the enemies and 2 of them belong to your faction, you will capture it in 7 minutes. And then if a kind of an in-between state is a 1 neutral point and 2 points captured, that is a 3-minute 20-second captured time. So as we get into the match and really get down to the wire here, you'll be able to kind of understand how long it'll take to capture certain bases. So we'll be referencing that here today. But let's go ahead to the center base. This is Granite Head Reactor. You can see rock outcrops across the over the top of this base. It's almost nestled in within here. So we'll see if we get any anvils or beacons up here to start, any deployed AMS galaxies, that sort of thing. We have a B and C point. B is in the lower lobby of this powerhouse building, so we'll be in there quite a bit. And then you have a second floor C point in the triple stack. Notice that they're right next to each other. You can drive up Sundays around here, deploy them. You have 2 roads flanking off to either side, over here and over here. And then, don't want to get lost. You have an underground A point, which is very accessible from the spawn, as you can see here. And this leads out to a very open room. So a lot of times we'll see different teams hold B and C, and then they'll drop down to A as needed, and they'll be able to capture this point. We'll go over to Bitter Gorge Garrison now. This is a very simple base, very open to air to ground. As you can see, roads flowing all the way through underneath this base and out on either side. We have A, B, and C points. They're all underneath these different roofs. We have A point in the center here, very open. And then we have B and C, which are on top of triple stacks on the roof. So seen a lot of people get confused, and they go to the normal second floor portion of the triple stack looking for a point and not notice that it's indeed on this roof here. So this whole lattice lane along the north here with the triangle bases and Bitter Gorge is very susceptible to air to ground, is what we've seen. And we're going to go ahead to tech plant the 3rd middle base before we head over to those side ones. And as you can see, tech plant cut across the top here, and we have a small square building with a B point. Very simple. Some moderate cover with those servers in the center. We go down, we'll see underneath the grinders, or if you're from Connery, Dragons stairs, you have a C point. So new to see that on a tech plant shaped building, but we have a normal but very open A point on the middle level. So you can actually get tanks up here. It's very interesting to see. We've seen some flashes, but nothing too serious. One thing to note on this base are the elevators going up, so ease of access, getting up and down from the sides here, and then also elevators on the balcony side where you can get up and down as well. Let's go ahead and head over to a rectangle base. I'll be careful not to show the warp gate. Very simple design, right? We see why we call it a rectangle. Walls all around, road flowing through the center of it. Very interesting to see. We got a spawn room. We have a couple double stack buildings, as well as the point building, which is, again, lower lobby of a powerhouse. One thing to note is that the fat/long stairs has cover, as well as the short/skinny stairs. So we've seen many strong point holds on this base, holding this lower lobby, as well as what we call hallway or 50s, these 2 doors here. Not too many pushes from the dubs, because it's very hard for defenders to get up these stairs without being killed. So see a lot of what we know as turtling on this base, which is holding out inside while enemy air is on the outside, not able to do a whole lot. We then juxtapose that with triangle, which enemy air does have an effect over. You see here, it's one little tiny double stack building with the A point. Lots of different flanking opportunities from the spawn room, although we're not sure if we'll see a whole lot of that. A lot of turret cover for anyone who's assaulting this from the ground, but we see a lot of point holds from inside this little tiny building. Lots of air to ground coming through this door, this window, people trying to peek this window as well. Lots of people holding on the stairs and in cubby down below. So it'll be interesting to see all of that. Let's go ahead and we will move slowly over to the home base. So this one is a very interesting base. A lot of people have different ways of pushing it, of holding it, etc., etc. But the main things that I like to cover is that it's a 1-point base, right? And the actual point, which we'll end up in just a minute, is very open. But we have, leading off from the warp gate, a roadway that splits into a T-shape, so it goes left and right, with a one-way shield vehicle terminal here for defenders to pull from. You have these offshoots going up into these powerhouse buildings via short stairs, and these powerhouse buildings, they lead out to the edge of the base as well, and their left dubs door here leads into the point room, which we see is very large. We have one door facing the warp gate that leads out here to this zipper building, is what we call it, with the one staircase, right? And this goes out to the back of the base. And then we also see one door over here facing the spawn. So 4 entrances total. You'll see a lot of pushing from the spawn room. You'll see a lot of pushing from the warp gate, if from the defenders, that is. And then the attackers really try and hold underneath or on top, or anvil and sunderers or deliverers, that sort of thing. So very interesting base to look at and observe. Some of these bases have nice anvil spots as well, which is very cool. But I'm going to go ahead and start a poll for who everybody thinks will win the match. So give me just a second to get that started. There we go. Go ahead and cast your votes. I think it's going to be extremely competitive match. I think KN1 might be able to pull the victory out. I know they're a little thinner on roster, but they do have that extensive experience. They've had a lot of players who've been with them for years now. I think Midfit is going to play fantastically as well. I'm not sure if the rapport between their members is quite there yet. And just basing off of my prior experience with KN1, I know that they'll do a fantastic job. But overall, I know we've had a lot of matches this week and last week that have been almost blowouts, if you will. So I'm looking forward to a nice close match, hopefully, this time around. We got 10 votes so far for mid. So big, confident crew. I am loving it. It's going to be so much fun. We're about 2 minutes out. So we can go over who won which match yesterday. So yesterday we had NLux versus Recon Team 6. Recon Team 6 with a very quick victory there. I think NLux, actually, they posted a funny video this past week explaining that they had beaten ISV too hard week 1, and they were now with the big boys and not quite prepared. So I thought that was very funny. We got to cast their match last week. We had 2RAF versus Recursion, very well fought by 2RAF, but Recursion, ultimately one of the favorites to win this tournament on Emerald, came out on top. We had 1TR rematch with Sokar's Legion, this time 1TR not making any mistakes and getting a handy victory there, although Sokar's was able to get a decent number of points. So interesting week 3 matchup, potentially in the cards. I don't think they'll get a third rematch due to the 170 point difference there, but we did have VKTZ with another quick victory against 17BR to go 1-1, and we had AODR get a quick victory against VSA as well. We had mid win the poll with 14 votes to 4 for KN1. So we'll keep that in the back of our minds here. Let's go ahead and check out these warp gates. We've got 40 seconds left before match start. Now this is mid. They have heavy ESFs, heavy gals focus. This is awesome to see. We'll go ahead and juxtapose that with KN1. We see a lot of gals, almost all gals. So they're going for, oh no, here we go. More gals, more ESFs, more, a good number of Valks actually, a couple of Valks. Or is that just one? Just one Valk. No Valk, that's just a beefy Reaver, okay. No, he went up to the top. Alrighty. So in a bit I will change the timer to display the match end time, because I know that can be bugged sometimes. I'll try to remember that. So let's see what happens in the air first. We see a lot of Reavers going towards Tech Plant from KN1. We see the gals slowly lumbering out. Mozzies are immediately going towards Gorge and Center, which is very interesting. We see some of them dive bomb. We see some KN1 Anvil here. Or no, a mid Anvil here. Newtism is going to pull a Sunderer for the top. Very nice. These are mid galaxies that we see here. Let's see initially who is winning the air. Looks like a lot of mid folks are winning the air. We see one KN1 Galaxy. Oh no, the KN1 Galaxies are here. They are the ones taking over. And they are going to focus fire this Sunder, presumably. Can he run over the Max? No, he cannot. One of them goes down. There goes the Max. Bulldogs all around. I'm surprised, not too many gunners. Lots of Drakes. There goes the Sundy. Max is still up above. We do see mid is on two of these different points, B and C. A point is still neutral, so let's see what else is going on the map. We see KN1 dropped a squad onto Tech Plant, and then most of the fighting is at Bitter Gorge. So we're gonna head over there real quick. Big play for Bitter Gorge. Looks like this is all mid all day. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can change my colors, hopefully,
to the moment you can prevail.
To what they should be. Doesn't look like it's working. We'll have to deal with that. Oh, there we go. Yes, they're matching now. Or wait, no, these are KN1 folks. I am very confused. Is that Tarek? I know Tarek's on KN1. Let's see. No, this is mid. Still mid. Okay. Oh, yes. TR. What am I thinking? There we go. So it looks like they're going to get an easy cap on Gorge. We see a lot of fighting here on the center base. I wonder if KN1 has a full roster. Let's see. No, they've out-popped them here at the center base. So it looks like it's about even. And they have A point and B point. They're trying to push into C. Go ahead and sit up here. It's like mid is taking C. They're holding steady on the top floor. See a lot of people trying to push in the bottom. Tark, one of the guys to look out for. Very good infantry player. Waiting for a few picks here. There goes one mid player. They will get the Tech Plant KN1, so it's all even up. It's really for a fight for the second and most important middle base here. C point is flipping again for KN1. It looks like 1v1 on the infantry. They are slowly whittling down the forces from mid. Here we see a mid galaxy already smoking. Sauron is coming in. He's going to finish that guy up, but get finished off by the other mid folks. They're able to get onto C point. You see some people trying to force their way up the stairs from KN1. Fire grenade goes out. Close, but no cigar. So we're looking for a large timer here. We do see mid put 2 squads onto Argent Pass, which we can take a look at soon here. Mid has now pushed on to B point using that Sunder. Somebody's got to get rid of that thing.
You are better than this. Show
You can
them.
see they have a good hold on B and C now. And they've overpopped that Argent Pass. One LA harassing the middle level. And they're pushing up into B. They're actually flipping it, and they've captured B. Destroyed a mid-max. What I'm seeing so far is that some good logistic play by mid, but I think the 1v1 infantry, like we sort of expected, is going to KN1's favor. So I think they will eventually be able to take out this Sunder and then take this middle base. And then what's going to be interesting is if they have enough time to defend on Argent Pass. You can already see they did get a back cap on Hydroponics Compound, the triangle base on the Omega side. But what I'm interested to see is now that KN1 has this middle base, they're going to be able to push the rectangle base as well as Gorge to try and really lock down this lattice. So I'm interested in how they respond. Alright, time to go to Argent Pass. Let's see here. We got a massive point hold like we mentioned. A lot of people outside the point. We have some beacons. Looks like a Sundy down below, which is very smart. Shielded Sundy at that. Nice to see. So they're definitely going to have to get rid of that unless they want to commit nearly everybody to this base. Look at this point hold setup. Nice recessed hard light barrier. Love to see that. Can't be rocketed very easily. Another one at the top of the stairs to prevent some explosive damage. Let's go ahead and check out Hydroponics, the square base. We'll come back here. Well, maybe we stay here. Looks like they're trying to get connection to the warp gate very soon. About a squad of folks. But we see this point hold take off. Let's take a look. Will they let them up the stairs? That's the big question, right? Interested to see how both teams utilize their utility, their revive grenades, C4, different nanite consumables. Oh, let's try and get inside here. There we go. Just trying to hold the doors. Looks like mid's doing a good job at maintaining that choke point, keeping people dying at that door and that window, holding the server area at the back as well as the staircase like we had mentioned. 30 seconds here on this capture. Few people managed to get inside. One guy to the... Oh, he's going to get peeked. Couple heavies. Yeah, it looks like they just committed a bit too much. See the air to ground coming in all over the point. But those hard light barriers are just set up so well. They just keep pouring in. Look at that light assault. It was able to come inside. And this will fall to mid. Looks like job. Some revive grenades coming out. Let's go ahead to Hydroponics. We'll stop off at Bitter Gorge real quick. Good application of both timers, right? Nice 2 big back caps. Because now mid, they can't touch the center base. They can't pull population in the center base. So you'll expect KN1 to really leverage that lattice position. Pretty much a ghost cap here. I'm going to assume that somebody will fix this. I want to move over to the rectangle base on the Omega side. And let's go ahead, head in here. We have very few people in dubs, very few people in hallway. Not too many people on lower lobby as well. 1.5 minutes out. I'm not sure if I would wait that long. A lot of people are going to be coming. Already see a beacon up. Some people pushing short stairs. One max goes down with an epic C4. There are medics in the vicinity though. Oh, they're making it hard. they'll be able to get that guy up. Some people flanking around to dubs. We see Titan East with a beacon, presumably to pop dump this at the end. Beacon does go down. 2 people on the roof. I'm surprised we don't see more here. Looks like some folks have backcapped Nexus Alpha. Most of them are trying to get Argent Pass back. Here comes mid. They're looking to push them out of here right away, which they're able to do so. They're just cleaning up the scraps. I'm actually interested that they didn't push more onto hydroponics as well as Bitter Gorge. They instead opted to defend Argent Pass. But if I was them, I would not feel bad about letting them to my warp gate to waste time while I capture all the other bases, cut them off potentially. But yes, we see large K1 force here, pretty much uncontested. That Sunder is still up for MIID Company. That's interesting. It's going to go down very shortly. Let's go ahead and take a look at our map. So they're letting them ghost cap this, the home base. They'll be able to clear them out in due time. Big fight over at Bitter Gorge, however. And the rectangle base is still raging on slightly, but nobody on point. We have B points, B and C for mid, respectively, so it's going to be very hard to push them off, especially with a few infantry. Maybe they're able to push on to C. They do have 2 Valks drop, 1 Valk drop on B. They're able to secure that, which is very good for them. And then, like we've seen throughout the match, relative dominance on the kill side of things. See, we're about 70 kill differential right now from the overlay. But they're able, looks like they'll be able to capture Bitter Gorge as well, unless we see a mass redeployment over to that base. Not sure what mid is doing here. They got a lot of people at Argent Pass. They're trying to hold that, but they're going to lose Bitter Gorge in less than a minute here. I'm fine with not too many people pouring out of the spawn room, but they need to have logistics up. And it looks like the mid-air is just not here. Which kind of plays into what we saw early in the match with a win for KN1 Air. Yeah, so they're expecting a spawn push, but it's just not going to happen. We see Valks coming in for mid. They're going to drop on C point. They already did drop. How did I miss this? Big drop on B point. They're able to take that building. About equal pop in this building, though. You'll see them push together. I mean, look at this. 2 sides, 2 teamwork. A little bit of overpop from mid, and it's interesting to see that they push out too soon. But look at this. We already got people. They're pushing B point. They want to end this fight as soon as they can and get to the next one. They're able to kill all the mid players, who have now pushed onto A. And C point is going to be capped by only Friendly Henry for KN1. So they're just constantly applying pressure, constantly rotating, and hoping that mid funnels towards the center, which they have. Now they're out in the open, and it's just Pick City taking them off one by one by one. See, the air-to-ground loadouts have come out to play. See two air hammers, at least 1 rocket pod ESF as well. Likely a combo of both. They were able to actually clean up the push onto B, so that's going to stall this cap mightily. Go ahead and take a look at the map. This is bugged. This 1 minute 30 seconds. It's not actually going anywhere. Satcom looks like it's starting to cap, very low pop, but pretty much the majority of the match, almost the entirety of the population is here at Bitter Gorge fighting over this one base. So far, though, points very even, slightly in favor of mid, although KN1 does hold 5 bases, so that will tick over soon. And credit to mid, they seem like they are pushing out of B and onto A. This is a huge force. I don't think KN1 really sees this coming. expert flank right here. Should be able to clean up this point. And the really only logistics is this KN1 Sunder underneath, which is not going to do a whole lot based on... Well, I guess I stand corrected. There is a staircase up here to this double stack. Odeon, leader of KN1. Back down below. He's low health. Coming back. A large force. Let's see where the KN1 folks did go. They went to resecure center base. And it looks like mid's actually fantastic turn of events, right? They've been able to push caps to start on Granite Head. Oh, no, the tech plant is bugged, and they are on Hydroponics KN1, that is. So it looks like they sent a squad there. We'll have to keep an eye on this one because the cap timer is rather advanced, so they could pop dump this. But let's go ahead and move over to that rectangle base once more. And you can see they're just building cap timers to hold 5 bases and hopefully get a 6th one at some point during the match. 15 minutes in. So again, it looks like one squad. Not too big. Not too much of their underground team over here quite yet. A lot of people from spawn, about equal population. Or maybe not equal population. No, 2 to 1 in favor of KN1. But you can't push up that far, I don't think. Not against a team like this. We have one squad tried to push into Doves. Unsuccessful. We do have a beacon up. This last member is going to be finished off. Let's see. Hey, okay. That's going to clean it up. One Valk. Valk drop. Nearby door 1. Yeah, this base is just, it's so hard to push, especially when you don't have air superiority. Breaching it is nearly impossible. But they have. Oh my goodness. So they didn't, they had barely anybody on point. So they were able to retake it. Oh no, this is KN1. My bad. Red is KN1. Who is usually blue, and blue is mid, who are usually red. Makes sense, everybody? We do see a bit of a push from mid onto Argent Pass. They're looking to equalize things with connection to the warp gate, but we do see Bitter Gorge once again is flipping. Ghost Cap building up timer. That is a mistake for mid to let that happen. Because they're going to be able to finish up this cap. All things stay the same, right? We do see some push on door 3, short stair. It's the left and right, respectively. The right and left, respectively. But they can finish this cap, and then they can just all dump onto Bitter Gorge, which presumably would be slowed down slightly. Let's see. We see good split between door 3 and door 2. So let's go ahead and look. We also see equally good split amongst 50s, long stair, and lower lobby. They did push short stair. They are pushing door 3, door 2, so they will get point. I want to see if they rotate to try and kill. So some people, res grenades are going out. And here we start seeing the peaks, right? Is mid ready for this? It looks like they are. They've gotten a few good picks, and that might be enough to save the space. Anybody gonna push up short for the flank? Looks like one guy's holding it. This is where I like, yeah, door 2 right here. Good fight here. Big redeploy. Over to Bitter Gorge. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Excellent 2 fights here. It really comes down to who wins these 2 fights. A point flipping for mid. It's flashing. It's actually neutral. One guy coming across. Looks like they've been able to save it. B point will be a slight fight there. Oh, the infiltrator does help out. Can he get a second against Rhino Mark II? Oh, not quite. The jackhammer does get him down. You see, C point is handily in favor of KN1. KN1 is now flipping A point, and I just don't see mid coming back. This is going to be about 10 seconds once this flips. Anything in the air does not look like it. They're able to get Argent Pass. Looks like mid is pushing Argent Pass themselves. Very interesting turn of events. That will be cut off even if they capture it, though. Let's go ahead. And they do have a solid 30 seconds, which is a massive amount of time for these two teams to get back on this point. Accordion bomb does go off, was placed on the inside. Kills almost everybody. Oh, but the push comes right after, and mid is not prepared whatsoever. They get pushed from Cubby, they get pushed from both sides. This base will be saved unless there are other drops. Well, this air to ground is definitely having a large effect. Just softening up the infantry, keeping them from pushing right when they want to. Definitely have a Sunderer down beneath here. Deliver Ant, actually. Excellent to see. And they do have slightly more population. You got to account for the air to ground. KN1 Reavers will factor into that. So a good advantage. They do try and breach. It looks like, oh, you're going to have to look for a revive grenade here. There we go. They should be able to flip this point back in their favor. 1 minute is a long, long time, though. No other fights going on. We see a lot of KN1 still at Bitter Gorge, so we'll see if they redeploy. About a squad of each on the rectangle. 40 seconds here for mid. This is to go back to 5-4 in base number. We do see the point total starting to pull away slightly. 15 point advantage for KN1. Here comes the Valk drops. Oh, there he is. One Valk. Doesn't look like too many people in it. Not a drop, which is what they need right about now. Here we go. What are these guys doing on the top here? They're gonna drop down. Go in here the last bit. Midfit Company. They get Argent Pass. It is cut off, but I would assume they would apply pressure to Gorge at this point. Or maybe Granite Head. See a lot of pop here, though. They're going to try and get back on the space as soon as they can. Interesting lattice. So that cutoff base does count towards getting points, as you see at the top there. 5 versus 4. Nice revive grenade comes out. Let's see if they see the TR medic in the back corner. Yes, they do. They're able to take this point back. Oh, do they have... They have backcaps on both bases, so they must have a point at Bitter Gorge, but they are also at Nexus Alpha. This is exciting. Little over 20, halfway through the match. And we are at the Warp Gate, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure about this play. 7 minutes is a long time. Long time without air superiority to try and capture this base. You see Rec TR, the leader of mid. Or at least the leader of what was TAAL. See some people filtering in from the spawn room. Don't think they'll be able to quite push people out, but we do see some flanks trying to push their way into this powerhouse building. Again, well covered by mid. But, ooh, a good little stack at this door here. I would be trying to use as few revive grenades, as few C4 as I can possibly get away with, because this is a long capture. Let's see if KN1's doing any sort of counterplay. Doesn't look like it. Looks like mid is able to apply pressure on Nexus Alpha. They're able to apply pressure on one of the points at Bitter Gorge. Everybody has left Argent Pass. It's actually capable. There's 0 people in Argent Pass. They could close up this lattice very quickly. Unfortunately, nobody's there. So mid is left to actually put over a squad on Arzak Satcom. About a squad, I would think, on the tech plant. So I don't know. This might be a bit of an overreaction from KN1, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Looks like KN1 has been able to push into this powerhouse. They're going to start looking at this dub store. They're looking out the short stair for any stragglers. And now we will see them attempt to push in. They've already pushed in from the spawn side of things, and they've cleared out the point. Happens just like that, folks. So let's go ahead. Let's go up to some of these other bases. They do get the flip on Argent Pass. Thank goodness. Now, if I am mid, I am pushing the center base as soon as I can. Maybe fake out the tech plant. If I can get both, that's great. But unfortunately, they are on different timers. We see a lot of mid valves come in here. Beautiful drop. Beautiful drop. Love to see it. This is exactly what you want when you get pushed off of the home work gate base. Push this one through. They're going to push tech plant through as well. It looks like KN1 is heading there. But they've split up their population evenly. See if KN1 can respond to this tech plant. Bottom floor C point is already being captured. They will be pushing up to A. I think they will be able to save this. Very quick to save. We see, ooh, Sand Monster wins the 1v1 as a medic against the heavy. They have to contend with these two pushing up though. Oh, trying to hold the res. Not sure if I like that. Oh, he gets the kill, the pick. He's covered. Oh, but the other squad, they push in as well. Well, let's take a look at center base one more time. And yes, not much contention there, so they are able to get one of the two, which is very nice to see. KN1 has actually gone through the now cut off Bitter Gorge to Slate Canyon Hall. They want some of the work gate themselves, but I'm going to check out Tech Plant 45 seconds on that hold. KN1 is flashing A and B on the middle base. Good to see that. Keep them off their rectangle. A point still flipped in favor of KN1. C point reflipped in favor of KN1. They really only hold the roof, so this was a push that got stalled, and they're only really relying on two different beacons right now for logistics. Tark right here. He seems to be manning Infiltrator this round. He's going to get taken down by a squadron of mid players. Go ahead, take a look at this Slate Canyon hold. This is a very interesting potential here. So I'd like to see what a warp gate hold looks like between these two teams on the mid side. You got Odeon, you got Rhino, you got all the heavy shooters here, and not too many mid players. They're not able to get together and push. Looks like a lot of them might be dead, or they went elsewhere. Yes, they did. There seemed to be a large call to the tech plant. Looks like that will go through. Looks like Argent Pass will go through. Not sure how I feel about mid just letting that go. It's kind of a strategic point, but 4-minute back cap, that's kind of hard to even touch afterwards. Tech plant does in fact fall to mid. KN1 does set up on the roof though. Very good at making sure that mid cannot push up to the next base very easily. Does look like they do in fact get onto the rectangle base, however, through their lattice connection to Granite Head Reactor, and the KN1 Ghost Cap will be flipped back in favor. But we're gonna head back to Slate Canyon just so we can see if that goes through or not. This fight is definitely gonna heat up shortly. Good KN1 hold over here. There's a Sunday setting up for mid down below. If you see, let's zoom in the minimap just a little bit. Oh, that was messing up my my movement keys. I don't know. Look at this. Very even pop. Let's get a view from the stairwell. Yeah, that Sunder is really doing it. They parked and they all deployed onto it, and they're able to wipe them out. And maybe have a few tanks rolling around. That Sunny was just able to drive up, deploy, and then mid is able to mass redeploy. They're having a bit of a hard time clearing off the stairwell here. I think we see some friendly fire from the KN1 air-to-ground. Here they are now. They have strikers and everything. They're saying, "Get out of my backyard! Come on!" And you'll see the fight naturally progress towards Nexus secure. It'd be interesting to see. Well, KN1 is doing the right thing. They're pushing Granite Head center base right away so that they cannot get onto Bitter Gorge for a very long time. Again, those back halves become very important. You see KN1 has crossed the 250 point threshold, so that is important for seeding later on in the tournament. And now it's mid's turn to try and turtle on the rectangle base. It's about a half a squad on 50s, half a squad down beneath. Again, a lot of, 12 to 24, 24 to 36 fights. Not too many 48 versus 48 all-out captures here. Mostly credited towards the map movement by both teams to engage multiple lattices at once.
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up, Livn? Livn is our cocaster, showing up just a tad late, but right in time for the good stuff, right? How you doing, Livn?
Apologies, man. On my way home. Barely made it. But yeah, it seems to be a very even match.
Yes. Very entertaining indeed. I would say that KN1 has a slight advantage in infantry 1v1, as well as the air-to-ground. And they seem to be working the lattice very well, but mid is responding to every single punch with a counterpunch of their own, making sure that they cannot advance. So it's really going to come down to who can make a play in these last 13 minutes to capture that 5th base. It's like KN1 is going to respond to this rectangle hold. They're going to easily walk into doors 2 and 3 while pushing, using picks from door 1, pushing the enemy team up towards 50s here. And now they have maxes. This is a quintuple peak, the oh so famous quintuple peak, and that's gonna go ahead. We're gonna zoom over to Granite Head Reactor. KN1 is making a bid for it, but mid is trying to stall. They have a lot of pop here now. Seems like they quickly swapped bases, and KN1 is down here. One guy flipping a point, which is very important. Yes, so mid are able to resecure that with half a squad. That's going to make it very hard for KN1 to win this fight. Small scrimmage on B, or on C point, I should say. They're able to clear out there. Let's see if there's any spawns here. Looks like a B point. Sunder, yep. There we go. And that will give this base to KN1. KN1 now has 5 bases to mid's 4. So the tides turn once again. And we'll see, where are they going to leverage? What are they going to hit? And what is mid doing? It looks like they're at Gorge. 12 to 24. Put some guys on A points as well here. They've been cleaned off though. So let's go ahead and move over to Gorge. And I am not sure about this because pushing Gorge as kind of your end-all be-all. I know we have 11 minutes left, but you can waste a lot of time here, especially when you don't have the advantage of air superiority. They seem to really like the strikers. I mean, look at all those striker trails going up in the sky. So I might be wrong. It might be enough to hold them off. You see a mid drop outside of the base. That's very interesting. Guess they wanted to stealthily come in. Valk drops on A point. On the periphery, they're able to kill all the people in the center here. Slow down this capture. We do see a squad of KN1 go over to the mid rectangle base hydroponics compound. They're starting to make their way to B point as well. And the other one. So KN1 really demonstrating their velocity to resecure these points, especially with the air control. It's very hard to beat. Mid only able to hold on to C point with one squad. And it looks like Mid has gone back onto Nexus secure. So both rectangles now, it's a kind of a game of chicken almost. Who can hold what longer? So we see very few forces on the mid rectangle. So we'll go ahead and hop over there shortly. Do see some mid Valks though. Some KN1 Valks as well. Looks like we only have 2 Reavers in the sky for KN1. Looks like they're still trying to get as much timer as they can here, or at least slow them down. The air hammers are really making it hard for them to push up to that B point roof though, and that's valuable time right there. So, somebody finally gets onto it. They get onto A point. Still see this game of chicken. So KN1 was able to get a few more people onto that rectangle base and hold it a bit. They've redeployed most of their people to defend their own, which is smart given their lattice connections so far. It's really going to come down to, can they defend Gorge here in these final few minutes. Good hold on B, good hold on A, not so good hold on C. I'm gonna get rid of this beacon. A few people coming up the stairs. Oh, they're AFK, they're redeploying. Easy point capture for mid. They've sent most of their people here now. Looks like they're willing to give up hydroponics compound. Just very interesting. And it looked like it took a while for KN1 to get onto Nexus secure substation here. 1 minute 40 left on that capture as the point flips. But we're gonna stay right here for this 60 seconds, see what the response looks like. Because you have to... Yeah, go ahead.
A couple of tidbits of information. KN1 does seem to have a lot of rivers, and they have about 300 kills on air to ground. And currently that was the KD of mid. 1.2,
Yes.
1.23 for KN1, 0.7 for mid. In infantry they seem to be evenly matched, but air is actually
There's a big difference.
yeah, it is a difference that is swinging the balance on KN1's favor. The 2 bases that will be contested, mid base and Gorge, are very open bases. This might favor KN1, and it seems to me that at this moment,
Well, we see...
although mid is taking Gorge,
yes, we see...
they might be able to swing back.
KN1 makes a big play for the rectangle base. They actually let Gorge fall despite having air superiority throughout this match, which is a very interesting call, I would say. But it looks like they will likely be able to hold this if they keep good control over lower lobby as well as hallway here. Not sure where the mid folks will be coming in from. We see one Valk with one person only. So it looks like it'll be a handshake between Gorge as well as hydroponics. And burning an orbital at this point in the match, I'm not sure about that. But this will flip it back in favor of KN1 5-4.
Yeah, no, it might be, it's going to be more because it's going to be cutting off one of the territories from it.
So we actually noticed that that does not affect the territory count. Although you would think it would, right? But mid does apply pressure on both the rectangle and triangle base for KN1 east and west. So we'll go ahead and check that out. I don't think they have a ton on the rectangle though. Yeah, very few. Maybe a squad. Maybe a squad. Seems around 10 people. Just check to make sure. Looks like 2 squads. 2 squads on Argent Pass. Not too much population here. I mean, we're at the final 5 minutes. It's very interesting to see. Here we go. Both fights are heating up now. I would choose one and go at it now, because KN1 is looking to just ghost cap the tech plant, and you'll have to respond to that. See, KN1 does secure Nexus secure substation. Yeah, I'm just not sure if I like this play from mid, because KN1's going to be able to pop dump this very soon. They're doing what mid did to them by pulling asunder, so they're already learning their tactics and adjusting. Oh, you got to get that deployed. It doesn't matter where the parking job is. Come on, we don't have time. 2 minutes left. They are ghost capping the tech plant. Mid has moved to center base, which is what I did want to see from them. Looks like KN1 has flipped a back cap onto Nexus Omega just to make sure that the rectangle base is safe for the end of the match. And here comes KN1 dropping in. A few Valks. Valk crash, actually.
Yeah, here comes the fight.
Here comes that septuple peak. Easy wipe. Not very tough. But looks like a lot of the action will happen on the center base as well as tech plant. So we'll see, can they defend tech plant and can they capture this tech, center base. KN1's already pushing on towards C point. You see Tarek here pushing up. He gets 1 kill, and he's going to be able to flash this base. We see a Valk drop onto B point. A point's flipping. It looks like they're fighting over A point. But this appears to be defended. Tech plant seems to be defended as well. 3 minutes. You're either going to have to dump onto Argent Pass or go for Granite Head reactor base. Go for broke. Extremely close match. See, it looks like it's going to be this base here, the center base. A lot of fighting on the outdoors portions, which actually enables mid to get back onto B and C. Flash A as well. War King takes out the turret at NG. Huge play. And KN1's they just have the numbers. They have the air superiority. They're able to get the logistics in beforehand.
That is a very important factor, right? Well, KN1 can just stop whatever they want. MIID is a little bit constrained on where to go.
Yes, and I think they might be a little nanite starved as well. We see a galaxy come in here.
Oh, they got that.
Not a huge, about 8 people dropped out of that. The time is right now, though. You got about a minute of full cap time left. You do see B point flipping in favor of mid, but no protection on this powerhouse. No siree, and they're gonna get cleaned up. That infantry performance, infantry v infantry, is showing, as well as the pressure that they were able to exert on other lattices.
That is correct. MIID needs to have all 3 points right now. It doesn't seem to be happening.
Yep, that's gonna do it. We'll zoom out here, look around. So KN1 will advance to 2-0, mid to 1-1. Mid was able to get 239 points, respectable for this match. Certainly they'll be one of the top seeded 1-1 teams. And I am looking forward to seeing both these teams advance throughout the tournament. Really great matchup today. We kind of knew that it would be at least somewhat close, so, and likely go the distance, which it did. So love to see that.
That was a very interesting one.
Yeah, I don't think they made an all call for this base. It looks like they put a lot of people onto Argent Pass, or no, just a few, to try and scare KN1. Did not work, obviously. So we'll be doing post-game interviews here in a second. We'll take a look at the stats as well as we wait for people to filter in. We do see a MIID Dervish finally show up in the match. Congratulations to KN1 for the win, as Dervish is spiraling down and crashing. Oh, here comes the gal. Nice. All right, let me pull up the stats here real quick. Here we go, KN1. So we had 1,700 kills for KN1, 1,250 for MIID, so a decent amount of difference there. Certainly what we saw during the match, 1.26 KD to 0.7. We see, what are our vehicle kills looking like? About 100 to 60 in favor of MIID, actually, which makes sense since they didn't pull as many vehicles in the end. See, top players of the match, we had Stormfighter, we had Chemstrike, and Titanfall for MIID, all at the top, and then followed by a lot of KN1 folks. So Odeon, Rhino Mark II, Casual Wolf, Tarek, Jet Car, all guys that we had mentioned would be top fraggers of the match. Ant Dent as well, Talese in the air, etc., etc. So let's see how the full contingent looks like. Yeah, a lot of KN1 at the top, and then followed by a lot of MIID. And we do see full 48v48, which is fantastic. Now, if you guys are part of the two teams, go ahead and do !Discord in the chat, and you can wait in the Outfit Wars waiting room. We'll bring you in for interviews.
Do we have any match planned for tonight?
Yes, we're about to go ahead and see if we can give a viewing of another match. Let's see what's actually going on right now. We have Goblins versus Miku. Let's see if we can find this one. Guessing numbers here. There we go. We have something. So this is VSTD versus, if I remember,
SFRI.
SFRI, yes. This has 26 minutes left in it. 5-4. We see, look at the map real quick. We see fight over Bitter Gorge. Perfect placement here. Let me go ahead and update the overlay while we wait for folks to filter in. Assume
there seems to be a lot of match left on this one, and the KDs are very even.
Yes.
Around 1 for each faction.
So I believe, I'm not sure if Safari, I think they're relatively new. I know Step Vanu is very new. They're an offshoot from SKL, so some experienced players for sure, but a new team to Outfit Wars.
Right now it appears that each team has about 41 members, so the fights are relatively even at this moment, which starts on the schedule.
Awesome, yes. Yeah, and Team Omega is VSTD, they are VS, and Safari is NC, an NC outfit on the Alpha side of things. Looks like we had a big fight at the Rectangle, which we'll go ahead and head towards.
You are better than this. Show them.
VSTD holding this strong push. I'm gonna park us here and get the overlay set up.
It appears that there is not going to be too much air game in this match. There is only 116 side kills and about 20 river kills. So it is not going to be too much of a factor. But we'll see how well these two teams perform in infantry.
There we go, we got it all set up. So I'm assuming the other two teams are doing a debrief. We've got 50 seconds left on this cap. SFRI is pushing in. Nice resonate goes out. Pushes from door 1 and 2. VSTD coming right back at them. They don't notice that the NSO heavy. Nice push from 50s too. And they have a few extras coming in. Big resonate goes out.
Oh, competitive landside.
Victory has not eluded
Yes,
us.
I like this fight. It's 12 to 24 on both sides. So there's a bit of room for individual play for sure that you can see. Really nice resonate usage. Not too quick in succession. One going out at a time. 40 seconds, that's a lot of time. Other places on the map, still a bit of a skirmish on Gorge, but it's slow going there. Let's see, where is Safari? They have some beacons up, contending with some anti-air. There's 2 beacons for VSTD up on dubs. That hard dubs, hard to push.
Take down the beacon. Oh,
Take down the beacon, but there's a spur live with support. And then this guy doesn't see him. Oh, he goes down as well. 10 seconds left. I think this is going to go for VSTD and their beautiful palm camo. I think we had KN1 also with expert camo usage. It's going to be a big capture for VSTD. Goes up 6 to 3 and are able to push on Gorge at the same time. We're going to watch this scrimmage still. We do see Safari able to push back in, prevent a back camp on their home base, and they are slowing down the capture at Bitter Gorge, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on here. Spurliv's not going to be able to do a whole lot, so he's leaving. Scythe does, however, stay. See MIID, we see half a squad, full squad coming in. Set up the long stair shield. And they are waiting to be killed. They cannot push in here. They are going to get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, Safari's doing the right thing. They're just letting them push into them. Let them push into them. It's very tough for VSTD to make any progress here. That timer's still ticking away on Gorge. Caver 144, unfortunately dying. We're pushing from door 3 now, so we'll be able to flash the point, but looks like a big resonate comes out for Safari, who will then be able to go ahead and clear off this point. Few medics, med tool primaries all over the place for both teams. It's kind of funny to see. Most other teams would destroy that kind of play, but if both teams are doing it, it's going to look very funny like that. Big resonate comes out for VSTD players. Get up. They're able to contest. But not too many picks off that resonate. Gotta think if they're using safeguard or not in their implant slot. Safari just barely holding this point. They're not quite able to push them all off. Caver 144, who initially died, has done a lot of work as a medic. He does go down there. I feel like it's almost benefiting Safari. This slow push, meandering revives. Not quite enough momentum to get on here. See a bit of action on Dubs. Quickly stomped out a few people on the outside. See any other push coming from the others. They're actually able to flip 2 points back at Bitter Gorge. 3 points at 1 point based on the cap time.
Yes, the point is very contested, and I do believe that VST does have the chance of securing this one. However, I have to see more momentum, right? Just making one by one is not going to make it.
Look at this, they put 3 caltrops on the outside. It really hurts their ability to push into the shorts there. This is one heck of a choke point. They are able to push through out into the open. They do have more pop, and it looks like they might be able to clear out the point. Yes, they are. They're able to push back in with not too much overpop as well. So nice to see that. I think they had set up such a strong kind of deployable hold on shorts there that they didn't expect them to drop down on the 2 beacons that were up here. Drop Dubs, pushing from that side down short stair, and then from the bottom of short stair at the same time, especially after all that action in front of 50s and lower lobby. So let's see, the fights is likely a lot of people at Bitter Gorge, but that's looking like it's going to be a resecure for Safari. And then really those are the 2 bases that we'll see a lot of fighting over the next 4 or so minutes. We see VSTD did have large pop. You do see a squad drops 2 beacons out. Not much of a focus on destroying the beacons. Maybe we'll see one go down here. Nice job. I want to see this one go down as well. Okay, I stand corrected. Fleepus is making sure to take care of things. He will leave the shield up because it benefits whoever's trying to hold this building. The pushes are not in unison though. You see here, this is all individual skill. Trying to push in, not much teamwork. Big revive nade though. I stand corrected once more. And not many VSTD looking towards door 3. Oh, but they're not shooting though. Another big revive grenade going out. Again, this 12 to 24, 24 to 36 type of scrimmage.
They actually have kills everywhere from Cocaster.
Yeah. They have people on one side ignoring the VSTD on the other. It's quite funny to watch.
VSTD was only covering one door, while the fire was attacking from all direct.
Yes. The thing is, there's no hard logistics for Safari to abuse here. So once again, VSTD is able to push them off. Meanwhile, we have a scrimmage up north at Slight Canyon Hold by Safari. They're trying to equalize the map a bit and still keep on applying pressure. A full squad drops from 2 Valks. They're going to push door 3. Let's see if they push together. There's a good drop this time. Some peeks from door 2. Oh, somebody dropped from behind. He's able to get inside. Does die MIID one of their best players. Looks like they're trying to do a bit of their own medicine. Ooh. Thumper comes out in favor of VSTD. Now that one was a nice hold by them. About equal pop. Problem potentially is they only really pushed door 3 when door 2 was right available as well, with much better firing lanes. What's interesting about this one though is that there's not much space to walk backwards, so you're still going to be exposed to long steer quite a bit on this side of the map.
Okay, this is a full secure. Let's see if VSTD has a battle ready.
Yes, do they have anything on Nexus Alpha? Yes, they do. About 3 people there. We don't see much. You see a couple of people trying to capture Granite Head. We'll go ahead and check the home warp gate though, because this is now unable to be capped by Safari. So they've done a good job about getting a full squad here. SFRI is quick to respond though. Big air to ground, big proximity mines coming out on that door though. Takes out 3 people, and now they're gonna have massive advantage. And I would assume they would rotate, yes they are, over to this powerhouse building. It's about another 6 people. They're gonna try and push in here. Squeeze me. Easily wipe out, and we gotta wonder if there's callouts for the rest of the people. Just take care of this as well. Saucy lulls, and who is this? Nuclear demise. Debris. They're able to do a good amount of work, allow their teammates to come up from short stair to contest and actually wipe out this powerhouse Dubs hold. And you gotta think there's a Sunday down below. This is how you do it. Yep. Here's one Sunday. Do we have a second one by any chance? No, we do not. But that's all you need. And now they brought their maxes.
So far, having logistical issues moving pop around. They were under pop. Nexus secured. They are under pop. They are under home base.
Yeah. So it looks like they're letting VSTD take the timer down. Unfortunately, they're also letting them pull a lot of maxes, which is going to be hard to beat off, right? But they are kind of trying to go for Granite Head Reactor with 12 to 24 here, 2 squads worth, going for that base, and it looks like they're gonna get it. So maybe their intention is to kind of take up all the territory that they can and then flip Nexus Alpha back in their favor to then win the match. We'll have to wait and find out. Time being, I am gonna head to Granite Head Reactor. I don't see SFRI with the numbers quite yet to take back the space. I think it would be a mistake to go back there right away. Here we go, 45 seconds. Somebody does need to flip this A point just so that they can feel a bit better and have that extra timer. Nobody here. It looks like it's platoon all call back to home base. I wonder if we'll have to watch to see if VSTD someone comes here and saves the space. These maxes, they're coming out, that's for sure. You see 3 Valks and a Gal gathering up the warp gate with a Reaver. Orbital, okay. Very nice. We see a Citadel come out. This is play of the game. They're coming out from the warp gate. What a cinematic view that we have here. Double orbital coming out. Wonder if they're gonna get this bus down beneath, or was it already destroyed? It was. Nice work by them. Let's see, where are they pushing in? Pushing in from this backside.
So Safari has actually leveraged this capture and has gotten 2 bases of this. If they're able to defend, they're going to be in a very strong position.
Yes. The shield is actually helping VSTD. I don't think they noticed that. Only cut out a little slice of the entire room, and unfortunately they did not win the res battle. So big res comes out, but it'll easily be taken care of by VSTD. And if they're not careful here, if they've used too many nanites, this could be over in a little under 3 minutes.
There was a problem with not enough maxes for Safari.
Here we go. Here are the maxes. Oh, bit of a stutter. You need to get into that room. You cannot stack up here. Not one bit. Oh, big C4. Dance party from the NSO Max is being absolutely demolished here. You love to see that on the choke point. That's why you just have to run forward. They will get res though. They will be able to set back up. VSTD actually went and spread out amongst the point. I would have pushed that, counter pushed once that C4 hit. But we'll have to see. Now they're going to be able to pour out of this hole. One max goes down. The NG support's not really there. All these maxes are very low, and they're starting to go down. These blue shift maxes, they're not getting shot at. Here we go. Nice breaching to the left and right by SFRI here. Excellent to see. Here we go. Can that max go down? Yes, it does. They resecure the point. And they have a base advantage. You see some plays starting to go out. Lots of ghost caps. Last 10 minutes, okay? We have a ghost cap on Slate Canyon Hole. We have a ghost cap on Bitter Gorge Garrison. Ghost cap on Hydroponics Compound. And slight ghost cap on Nexus Secure Substation. So SFRI is doing all the things right now. They're getting base cap timers. They have the 5 base advantage. They've put people onto Bitter Gorge, and they've resecured Nexus Alpha. Really fantastic play from that team. Definitely a gutsy call, I would say, to let this timer go all the way down to under 2 minutes and then to come storing back onto point. But they were confident, and it's paid off. Fantastic match so far. You see the point totals almost even for later match seeding.
There's gonna be a couple of issues right now, right? So far it's actually taking several bases from VSTD, although they seem to be defending now.
Yes.
One of the things that happen when you have contested leading is that you get too attached to a base, right? So VSTD could just easily just stay here while losing all their bases and then lose the match. We'll see how they react to SFRI retaking next Alpha.
And they're actually letting Bitter Gorge go ghost capped.
Yeah.
Nobody in the hex. Okay, they redeploy there. They get that base back.
Yeah.
But you see the cap timers start to play a big factor. Holding that center base means you cannot touch tech plant. Holding center base as well as both rectangle bases, you can't touch tech plant, which is a fast cap timer. That could come at a very high cost for VSTD.
Second VSTD Citadel.
Yes. Let's see if we can
So
get
they're
through
not
his
gonna
shield.
have any more of that for the rest of the match. Usually 2 is the maximum. If they have them all stored, it's a 15-minute cut time.
Yeah, they won't have any. Looks like they're still trying to make a play on this base here, which I guess that makes sense. 4 minutes left. They were able to hold it so well initially, but I don't see them giving it up. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
They're able to get back on. Ooh, the C4 on the max. The max does go down. That's going to be huge. Oh, they don't see the other max he's getting. He goes down as well. Yep. One guy, he's playing the shield game. He's got his guy up. He's got a second one up. What a play. Kiba. Oh, my goodness. The max is getting revived, though. At half health. That's brutal. So 3.5 minutes. VSTD smartly goes ahead, pushing Granite Head Reactor now. They do resecure Nexus Secure Substation. Good moves from them. They got 1 minute left on that capture. But this base keeps on flashing back and forth, back and forth. And SFRI just can't really put it to bed by losing that point hold. And I think that will allow VSTD to potentially capture Granite Head, but very small forces there to contend with.
Victory has not eluded us. Fight harder.
SFRI is able to push back from the spawn room side. Looks like all the nanites have been spent by both teams. We're going to go ahead and go to Granite Head Reactor. Check that base out. Yeah, no response from SFRI. This is going to give the match lead to VSTD. 6-3 is what they're able to push. Do you see Hydroponics Compound going in favor of SFRI? 1.5 minutes left on that. Only 2 SFRI people there, though. Or 2 VSTD. Slight stall on A point. We see Robo Sunday. Can he get a few picks to get onto B? 3 people? No, doesn't look like it. Unfortunate, goes down. C point, one person. And that is a wrap on this base for now. There's still plenty of time in the match, but you do see VSTD showing their guns. Bitter Gorge Garrison has a large back gap on it. I think we can officially call this match as a win for VSTD. Excellent work closing down the lattice at the end there. You have to think that that warp gate push did kind of pay off for them.
Yeah, SFRI was actually trying to make a comeback. Unfortunately, both of their forward caps end up not paying off, and then losing the base for about a minute forced all of them to replay back, which allowed us to take the rest of the map for free.
Yeah, exactly. They did have Granite Head for a while there. They tried to push Nexus secure substation, but they just didn't get enough. They needed to have that lattice connection to Arizek Satcom hub to have a chance. You see 2 squads have now gone to hydroponics compound. They want to get that base secured, but they really need to get this timer down to get access to Granite Head even faster than that, which does not look like it'll happen. So the air to ground has come to play at the right time at the right base. Talked about at the start of the KN1 match how this northern lattice would have lots of air to ground advantage.
We will see how the matches play out for next week, because VGLA just speedrun their match against Pigs. They are at one team at this moment.
Let's see. Oh wow, I'm surprised to not see Pigs win that match. That's interesting.
They actually had almost a full platoon as well.
Yes. It looks like it was relatively handy victory. It seems like
yeah,
Pigs was able to get 150 points.
Pigs got one gated in 17 minutes. It was a speedrun.
Oh, I see. Let's see. Let's check out that fight at hydroponics. It looks like it will go in favor of SFRI. VSTD is saying, yeah, you can have this. We don't care. 6-3-7-2. It's all a win to us, right? They even get the back cap on Argent Pass. Looks like we brought the full platoon here. Full platoon. Let's see, looking at this, they each about got 250 points. We'll see VSTD go to 1-1 with about 350 points, and SFRI will go to 0-2 with about 10 points less than that, 340. Looks like they're content just to farm it out here. Look at the scoreboard here. Plenty of SFRI folks to be expected on a base like this. Oncoming storm, holding the ground on his turret. Gotta love that palm camo. I think there's a plus 10% performance on anyone who has a team camo. Very important. Doesn't work for Hicks Capel or Force NGA.
Yep. It doesn't matter his 10% performance when the enemy has a scatter max.
Scatter max is plus 1000%, exactly. He's killing everybody. Oh, but here, oh no. Malibu Rungus. Big rocket comes out though from Zero Bevel. Oh, this is insulting. Are they going to be able to flash the point the last second? Looks like they might actually have a back cap. No, not quite. They were able to put pressure on Argent Pass and Nexus Alpha. Obviously with next to no pop. They did flash at the second. I saw that, so even more victory for VSTD. What do you think, Livin? How do you like that match?
It was very interesting. Well, Safari was actually trying to make a comeback, and they just couldn't get the timers right. Safari was the match was closer than that the results led us to believe, right? The kills were similar.
Yep.
And it was just that moment when Safari lost their base for a minute. All their plans just fell through right after.
Yeah, it seemed like around that 7-8 minute mark, Safari was panicked and had to get back onto their home base point, and so VSTD was ready to pounce and start all these different back caps and all these different bases, put timers in their favor, and then eventually finish 2 out of the 3 I think that I saw, and pull ahead and then lock down and get that Granite Head Reactor center base as well as Bitter Gorge Garrison. So we saw a fantastic match from KN1 versus MIID. Very evenly matched teams, but KN1, their map play was slightly better. They get the win there. We see Bushido Way comes away with a W. They end up with pretty fast capture on their side of things. Goblins as well. They are in the first seed with 844 points and a 2-0 record. Let's see, who else played today? We had Gotier. They get their first W of the season against 1ITL. And we saw VSTD win today. And Warpigs takes their second loss to Bastar 2 Sin Gloria. And that will wrap up Emerald Week 2. We're going to go ahead and figure out who to raid so you guys can catch the VSTD interviews. And thank you all for joining. I'll see you guys week 4 is when I'll be casting my next match. To be decided who it will be. Have a good one.